And I referred to the video that I saw.
Yeah.
So I want to know, why'd you get kicked out of M&N?
I got kicked out of M&N because white women are afraid of big black men.
But you're not that big.
Apparently, Cyril Phipps, who worked at M&N 4 years ago, thought that I was that big. She thought I was that big.
But what was the technical infraction?
The technical infraction was not shutting up. The technical infraction was not insulting staff. That was the technical. And not shutting up when I was told to shut up.
But Alan does it all the time.
Well, then, what color is Alan?
But he's Jewish. Anyway, I don't mean to cloud the issue.
Religious dispensation.
He is white, okay.
Okay, and so he would not fall into the category of even little black man, right? So.
But is racial profiling something that you can really take to court, so to speak?
Well, I tried to sue M&N, and the court said that M&N, and I haven't even looked at that suit for quite a while, but the court said something to the effect that M&N is not a public agency. And I know they are a quasi-public agency. They're not public, but they're quasi-public. I mean,
they certainly act like a public agency.
Shouldn't a public access station be public?
Public access should be
public.
But what happened was that I was in my cubicle doing a live show, and the fire alarm rang. I felt that it was an act of sabotage.
Was it live?
It was live. It was a live show. I like live shows because I can just come into the studio and I don't have to gather a lot of people. I felt that it was an act of sabotage because at the time I was dealing with a court case, for having tried to bring a camera into a court building. And I had just found out, and I was beginning to assemble, the fact that contract special security officers are not federal officers. Yet this person was claiming to be a federal officer and claimed I assaulted a federal officer. But how can you assault a federal officer when the contract says he's not a federal officer? So I was assembling that on my live show. I had the lines down. You could do it really, really good at this point in the closed studio. The Express studio. And the alarm goes off. So I left, went outside, and I was outside the building, standing on the sidewalk, telling everybody in M&N how some staff member or members were pulled this fire alarm just to stop my show because it was attacking federal officers in a video type way. It may have been true, it may not. I don't know. I got the vibe. You gotta go with your vibes. So Cyril didn't want me saying that some staff member sabotaged my show. And I'm just like, I'm outside. What are you talking about? You can't tell me what to say. I'm outside, out of the building, on the sidewalk.
So you actually left for the fire alarm?
Yes, I was outside. I was not charged with not leaving the building.
I see.
You were charged with being black and scaring white women?
You were charged with
scaring, something like scaring while black. Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that.
Is there any white woman that would come up and say that you scared them?
That would say that I scared them?
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Yeah. Wow.
And if they did, I don't know what basis they would have for saying it. Pretty mild-mannered person.
Seems like a very weak case.
Yeah, but I got banned for 4 years.
Why 4 years?
It seems kind of
4 years.
Excessive. Because, I know some other people, can I mention FC?
Any names.
Frank Craven got banned for, what was it? He did something kind of...
Sometimes Frank doesn't seem very respectful to the equipment, and maybe that bothered people. A little loosey-goosey, you know, but-
people who have like made money from Eminem have gotten less time than that and been allowed to come back.
Who've made money from it, yeah, right.
Or at least charged with that. I don't know whether they did or not.
No, that wasn't with Frank. He just...
No, but I mean, outright disrespect. Yet, if I'm outside the building claiming, that's not even a disrespectful thing. That's just,
You're just telling what you think.
my opinion.
Right.
It's just my opinion.
Maybe people are nervous and edgy. I mean, for Sorrel, just to give her some benefit, once she told me when I was trying to get an alternative studio so I could keep my schedule going live, and I said, look, we can feed up to Eminem, and that really threw him in a tizzy. And then she said, are you willing to take responsibility for other people to come to your studio? And I thought, wow, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. So she kind of indicated that you have a lot of responsibility. But still, that's what public access is supposed to be.
But for 4 years, I mean, I can understand that you might have been a little enthusiastic in your opinion, shall we say?
Yeah. Okay. We could. I wouldn't say that. But matter of fact, somebody videotaped it while it was happening.
Oh.
He wouldn't even give me the videotape. He wouldn't give me the tape.
But someone from Eminem.
What did he? I can't remember the reason he gave my remembrance.
Well, it's not supposed to be evidence. They're not supposed to care what you're broadcasting.
No, but we were outside. This is an outside person, a third person who just happened to be videotaping.
Oh.
His response.
Just they videotaped what was happening outside.
Oh.
But I think he was so afraid of getting unjust treatment from Eminem that he didn't want to give me the tape because the tape came from him.
He didn't want. Oh.
Because although she claimed disrespect, she never actually said what it was that I was doing in disrespecting Stan. Because to say that I think that someone sabotaged my show is not, I don't consider that disrespectful. I mean, if I say
maybe difficult to prove, but
maybe difficult to prove, it may be, and it's not even pointing anyone in particular out. So disrespect is like, saying something about their character.
Right.
Demeaning them as a person. There was nothing of that sort.
But let's face it, all this points to who is running Eminem. I think we're all dancing around that.
Yeah.
Who is taking ultimate responsibility? And maybe some of the people on staff are obliged to carry out orders and pretend they're not orders.
Well, I think that this was just an initiative. It seemed like an initiative on her part because I was just out there doing it. She didn't have, nobody came to her and said, stop this. So she just wanted to stop it on her own. It wasn't an orchestrated thing from the top.
It didn't appear to be.
It didn't appear to be.
And it might be just personal. Maybe she was just.
But a 4-year ban for just a personal
agree.
thing that you don't like.
I think it's excessive.
Well, for her to say that big black men are scary, she might have a thing about men. Maybe a lot of people there. Maybe she was backed up because a lot of people there have a thing about men.
Yeah.
That would certainly seem to be.
But that's where policy is good, so you don't have your prejudices, your conditioning step in. Because you've got a voice, a very important voice that hasn't been heard for 4 years.
Yeah, this is true. 4 years.
Cameras in court. Who should care more about that than Eminem?
Yeah, that should be. They should be trumpeting the call, or at least giving the air ammunition to blow it out. Well, I'm going to write a letter and see if they can, because legally, if you're in a quasi-public place, from what I've read, you cannot be banned simply for voicing your opinion.
Okay, you cannot call freedom of speech.
Yeah, something like, but there's an actual, you can't charge a person with trespass just because they're voicing their opinion. It's like an immunity from that charge. And this is a free, if this is a free speech issue, as if ever there was one.
Right.
Because that's exactly, so I'm going to give my little letter and,
we'll
see what happens. And, trespassing is, a 15-day maximum, something like that. But I don't think they can win on this. I don't think they can win.
Well, let's do what Carl Pearson said. Let's listen to the new voice.
Let's listen to the new voice and see what it has to say.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.